Welcome to Be Well. I'm Lisa Burgaw, pharmacist, yoga teacher, and health coach. Each week, we'll explore simple, science-informed ways for us to move better, feel more resilient, and feel more at home in our bodies. From breath work and strength training to sleep, hormones, and healthy habits, we're here to help you age well and truly thrive, one small step at a time. This is Be Well. Hi, it's Lisa Burgaw, and this is Be Well. Welcome. Today we're going to talk about my favorite topic in the world, and that is food. And eating well and joining together with friends and family and community and nourishing yourself, as well as maybe some fun tips and tricks. I've got two fabulous guests here with me today. I've got with me Nikole Wisniewski, who is the executive chef for Gourmet Galley, and Terri Conderino. I'm going to call her Terri Painter because I've known her since we were young. Terri Conderino, who is the chef and manager for Café Flow, and they're going to tell us more about what they do and how they got here and love what they do, and help us to love what you cook. So welcome. So Nikole, first I want to have you introduce yourself and tell me how you got to be where you are right now.
Okay.
I know you love to bake, and that started it.
Yes. So I'm Nikole Wisniewski. She introduced me. I'm the executive chef for Gourmet Galley. I came here from Florida. I went to La Cordon Bleu College, and through a couple of really happy accidents, I stumbled upon Gourmet Galley and have been there for the last 12 years. It's been a great journey. I've learned so much, and yeah.
I love that you said happy accidents, right?
Yes, it's always
because
happy
Because
accidents.
a lot of people, well, it's just a positive way to spin, like finding a yellow light or a red light that detours you into something else. You might have thought something else was going to be your dream. I think you told me you wanted to go to art school, right? And that shifted, right?
Yeah, my mother was like, try to do something else, try to have, something to fall back on if you can't make it in the art industry. And, there's so many people that want to do that. And honestly, food is art, and I didn't think about it that way when I was going into culinary. I thought of this as, oh my gosh, I have to go to culinary school. And it wasn't until years later that I looked at it as art, until I was working under a chef that had so much passion and so much creativity, and I just wanted to learn everything that he knew.
I love that.
Yeah.
And I love that you bake. So I bake cakes and I decorate just for friends and family. And people will tell me, like, why don't you paint? I go, because if I mess up a cake, I can scrape it off and eat it. But if I mess up a painting, that's just too much. So yeah, food is art, and you're going to talk more about that, I think, in a little bit. But we eat with our eyes, right? Like
Absolutely.
If it's beautiful, and when you cook with love, or you cook with hate, or you cook with like different emotions, you can taste it in your food, right? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit more. I know you don't have a typical day, but like, in general, like what a typical day of an executive chef working at Gourmet Galley looks like.
Okay, so I wake up about 5 o'clock in the morning, the alarm goes off, and I get out of my bed and I wash my face with cold water, and I go to the gym so I can burn off a little steam before I go into work and get 500 questions. But no, I walk into work and, I look at the faces of my employees and I try to joke immediately when I get in the door. I want to make everybody happy, and I want, everybody to be in a good environment, a good, happy environment, and then they follow me around with their complaints, and I say, okay, I'll get that for you very soon. And I go to meetings, and then I work in the production kitchen, which is my favorite part of this job. The best part of the job is being able to create. And, you don't want to sit down. Nobody wants to sit down and do paperwork. That's when you're all done as a chef. It's a really big, important part of that job, but being in there and creating all these dishes that we send out to Gigi Nyanek and North Stonington, and helping Terri with the menu at the Café, and being a part of these weddings that we put this food out for is really, really important, and I love to have my hands in that all the time.
I love it. And so when you're doing catering events, they range from small, intimate events to big, giant events, right?
Yeah, we do anything from dinner parties for 8 to weddings for 175, 200, tennis event for 450 people.
Oh, wow.
It's, we do a lot of, it ranges.
Yeah.
Small events are very fun too, because you get to make your salad in a fancy cucumber, and you get to mix sorbet in an orange for somebody, and get your tweezers out with the little microgreens on the plate, and oohs and ahs, and yeah.
I love that, and you get to use your own creativity.
Yes.
So Terri, would you introduce yourself and how you came to, because you came from a different pathway as well.
Totally different pathway. I'm Terri Conderino, and I am the chef and manager of Café Flow at the Flow Gurus Museum in Old Lyme. And I started out back in the day when I was younger serving, and then I got married and had a family, and then I was reintroduced to the food industry with bartending and serving, and I saw Anna by chance, the owner of Gourmet Galley, and we had a conversation. I came in and checked out the whole kitchen, and she said, "What do you think you'd be interested in?" I said, "The food portion of it," because it was all new to me. It was just fascinating. And the week later, the chef at the time said, "I have a position for an event chef, not a lead at this point. Do you want to come and give it a shot?" I said, "Sure." It was a nightmare. I had no idea what I was doing. I got thrown to the dogs, and he apologized after the fact. And then I just started from there. And then the new executive chef came in, the one that was before Nikole. And I just learned. I just started paying attention, and I asked 20,000 questions a day.
Yes, you did.
And I did, because I was just hungry for the knowledge. It was all new to me, and I didn't know what I was doing. And it got to the point where I'd walk towards him, and he's like, "Another question."
Oh yeah.
I said, "Yes, another
Start walking
question."
the other way.
Yeah, pretty much. And as far as going to Café Flow as the chef at the time had decided, "I don't want to do this anymore." And Chef Jeffrey called me up and says, "Hey, what do you think?" And I'm like, Sure, never done it before, I'll give it a shot." It was very eye-opening. It was very challenging. First couple years, my hands were held, and as I got more comfortable and more knowledgeable, and the questions slowed down a little bit, not much.
A little bit, yeah.
I still ask a lot of questions.
Yes, she does.
When you don't have any more questions, it's time to move on.
Yes.
Yeah. And I say that too, like if you're, like with yoga, when I teach yoga and people say, "Do you still get nervous?" I still get nervous, but I was taught years and years ago, if you still get nervous, you still care.
Yes.
And it doesn't mean like you're petrified and you can't function, but you always want to keep learning and keep growing, and that's what makes you just keep growing and be a better chef.
Yep, in the early stages of my career, I was fake it till you make it. Just put on a smile and pretend you look like you know what you're doing, and eventually it comes. And
Yes.
Like today, I'm like, I'm so nervous to be here. I said, so I'm just gonna fake it till I make it.
I know, and I just said it's just a conversation. We're just gonna talk and chat, and people want to hear this. Like people want to know how. And some people just are still wondering, like, I don't know what I want to be. I don't know what I want to do when I grow up. And I still say that. I don't want to do what I want to be when I grow up, because I'm constantly evolving. And I love inviting people on that have different paths, and you didn't plan on starting this way, but you evolved there. Right. So your passion was baking, and now you're doing all the things.
Yes. Still a lot of baking.
Still, I love that. I love that. And then your passion, do you have a special food that you like to cook?
I don't have a special food. I just like learning new things. I'll look up a menu and I'll try it and I'll tweak it and I'll ask Nico a bunch of questions, and we've collaborated a lot. Last year we changed our whole format, our whole style of service at the cafe, and we rotate our menu every other week pretty much, and that challenges me because I have to find the new things and what people are wanting to do and what people are liking.
Yeah, lots of Instagram.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you post your own stuff on Instagram?
Yeah, I have a baking Instagram that I post my stuff on.
What's your handle? Tell them.
It's a little offset.
A little offset?
A little offset. Mm-hmm.
So follow her.
Yeah, oh yes. Follow me on Instagram. You'll get to see all of my cakes.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
I do not have an Instagram.
I know,
like
you
that.
love social media.
Yeah. But Café Flow does have a social media, and all of her beautiful dishes are on there.
Yes.
Yeah.
And is it at Café Flow?
I believe so.
We'll
yes.
find that out.
Yes.
Café Flow, yes.
Okay. And the Gourmet Galley website's been flashing up on the screen too. It's gourmet-galley.com.
Yes.
Right? So you can find out more about all your events. But I love what you were telling me off screen about the menu changes every few weeks because things are in season throughout the
Yes.
summer.
Yes, my focus is to cook with minimal ingredients so you can get the best flavor burst, and we cook seasonal. I'll research, what vegetables are really hot right now, abundant, available. That's a big thing. You have to make sure everything's available.
Right.
And I just cook according to the season.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think that's just so good for us in general. Like we eat things that are, like we're eating strawberries in the middle of winter that are not, they're not being obviously grown locally, and they're not really ripe. They've been ripened. So I think our just the way we process and the way we digest has really evolved, not in a necessarily positive way for our gut health and things like that. So I love that you guys cook seasonally, and I also I have a gluten intolerance, and I didn't know that my whole life. I was sick for many years, and then I finally figured it out. And so almost 20 years now I've been gluten-free, and I love that I know that when I eat anything that you guys make, if it says it's gluten-free, I know that it's safe. So I have to pick places that I know is reliable. Because sometimes it'll say gluten-free or gluten-free option available, but it'll get like cross-contaminated, or there'll be a mistake. And I've been at a restaurant where they came running out and took a plate out from underneath me that I already ate half of. No, don't eat that one. That wasn't really gluten-free. And I'm like, well, okay, thanks. So I know I can trust what you guys do, and you're very clear in your labeling and things like that. So can you share a little bit more about how you've made some really delicious things, even though you've added gluten-free changes? And sometimes things aren't as good when you make them gluten-free, and you don't always do that. Like you were talking about the turkey meatballs.
Right.
So if you could talk a little bit about that, because I think this is really something that people are finding, that food intolerances are changing the way that we eat just to make us just feel better and know that there's things that can be irritating.
Definitely. So quite a few years ago, the chef that I worked underneath before me was really adamant about making everything gluten-free. And it was from the meatballs to using a vegetable layer for lasagnas instead of a pasta sheet. All of our sauces, cakes, gluten-free, everything. And, there are some things that you can make that are gluten-free that you would try and you would never know the difference. And, gluten-free chocolate cake, you're never going to know the difference. Right. You could put gluten-free flour in brownies, you're never going to know the difference. It's stuff like it's like yeast-raised breads that you're going to taste because because it doesn't have the gluten in it to develop it. And, there are so many things that you make with gluten-free flour that you would, again, just never know, like our chicken marsala. Yeah. Using gluten-free flour and frying it in a pan and, adding like a gluten-free roux to that sauce, you're never going to know. It doesn't taste any different. It doesn't look any different. It's better for you.
Yeah.
There are some things that are just better with the gluten in them, i.e. the turkey meatballs. If you make it with the gluten-free breadcrumbs, it gets really mushy and it's not attractive anymore, and it's just not something you want to eat. Yeah. And all of that is based on customers coming and saying, hey, like I ate this and I didn't love it, and we take that very seriously. Yeah.
And you also make beef meatballs with gluten-free panko.
Yes, we do.
So you have an option because you've got the fat from the beef to make it work.
Right. Yeah. We just started making vegan meatballs too.
I saw that.
Yeah, with impossible meat, and that's gotten, every time we send them over there, they're sold out. It's great. Yeah.
The curry chicken salad is really my favorite.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They can't keep it in stock at Gigi.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. And to the point where they'll call me when it's in stock.
Did you make the curry chicken salad?
I was going to bring you some. I
forgot. Oh, that's okay.
Oh my God.
That's all right.
Take her off the show.
Yeah, right. You're done.
I leave here, when I leave here on my way home, I actually stop and I get my quinoa salad and I get my curry chicken salad.
She calls. She's like, "Where's the curry chicken salad? Do you have that?" Okay.
I shouldn't have said that on air because now it's totally going to be sold.
Oh, 100%.
We'll put your name on one.
Right.
Yeah.
It's so good. And and I know that you guys generally are not at Gigi Home, but I had to put a big plug in because I'll represent Gigi Home then, for today. It's such a cute little spot right downtown Niantic, and there's indoor-outdoor seating, and Café Flow with the outdoor seating throughout the summer. So when do you guys open again?
We're opening May 5th, which is the first Tuesday of the month, and we run through, I believe it's November 1st this year, the last Sunday.
Okay, and it's lunch only?
Lunch only, from 11:30 to 2:30. We take reservations. They're not required, but we do recommend because we fill up fast.
Yeah.
It's all outdoor dining, and it overlooks the Lieutenant River, and the museum does a fabulous job of their gardens and their grounds, and it's just a stunning place. So when
the
you're
food is
sitting,
beautiful,
you're
and the
sitting on this
environment is beautiful,
veranda.
and you don't want to leave.
Yeah, exactly. So you're on this veranda and you're looking at this beautiful scenery. I try to make the food as beautiful as the scene that they're looking at.
Yeah. So talk more about that. I mentioned it before. You've talked about that.
I
with me
believe that
before.
people eat with their eyes.
Yeah.
So if you get a plate in front of you and it's beautiful, it's stacked, there's color, there's freshness, and you can see the spices on top, you've already halfway there. You already won the battle.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, if you get something that looks beautiful, you're gonna like it a little more than if you just get a plate of a sandwich on it thrown together. You're already gonna be like, I don't know if I'm gonna like this. So part of the fun for me is making the food as pretty as I can.
And that's a trick too. Like, just go back to like the cake decorating and the baking. There's a lot of people make these really fancy cakes that are with a lot of fondant. I don't like fondant.
Yeah.
If you love fondant, I apologize,
problem with fondant.
but they can make really crazy artwork out of cake.
Oh, yeah.
But it doesn't taste good. to
Right,
me.
yeah,
right.
Where if something looks beautiful and it tastes amazing, then that's like I'll go back to it every time.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, do you make the baked goods that they have at GG also?
So
I've had your desserts from like at an event, like when it's been catered, and they're all gorgeous and they're all delicious.
oh, thank you.
And but I know you also sell the little package things too. So
Yeah, I used to be full-time doing the desserts, the cookies for Niantic, and we've moved. We have a very talented woman working for us right now. Her name is Carla. She came from her own little place in Westerly. She had a bakery called Love Ridge, and she bakes for us now, and she just makes the most delicious desserts, because, I don't have time.
no,
I have time, for the occasional cake, and, sometimes I'll, stay late on a Thursday and I'll say, what can I make for the store that people are going to love? Or, I just need to bake something. Yes, I know the brownies. I'm not talking to her anymore this show. And the pot pie.
and brownies, and that's all we're gonna have.
Yeah. And
pot
chicken
pie.
pot pies. Yeah.
What about the chowder pot pie? Do you still make that? So during COVID,
Oh, no.
so I want to share this.
I
This is my
remember that,
family
yep.
experience. Because I've known Anna for a long time. Anna Lathrop is the owner of Gourmet Galley, and I've known her for a long time. And when COVID hit, we were texting, and she's like, what am I going to do? And my son is going, tell her to do like a napkin folding class online. And I was like, oh my God, that's hysterical. Or like cocktails. And we were just joking around saying these things back and forth. And then she started doing the delivery meals.
Yeah.
And it was like
Rolled into the store.
it was like a not chicken pot pie, but it was clam chowder in a pie. And I couldn't eat
Yep.
it because of the gluten. My kids loved that. And
I
macaroni
remember
and
making
cheese,
that.
like-
I
so
remember
all those
making
things
that.
were such great comfort food. But your comfort food it's comfort food with a huge spin on it. Like it's gorgeous and it's flavorful and it's luscious and it's rich. So it's just more than like going to the store and getting a frozen pot pie. You know
Right.
what I mean? Like
Oh, yeah,
you
yeah,
can
yeah.
tell that you guys care so much about the way you cook and the way it's presented, but also it tastes so good because I think of the energy you guys put into it. And I think, and I'd like you to share a little bit about this. You guys do that, but I think that trickles down to your chef, to your staff.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they see us and
Because
they,
it sounds like you
know.
have a horrible time working in your kitchen.
Oh
There's
my
no
gosh.
music. It's
Oh my
boring.
gosh, there's so much music.
Share about that.
I have a couple staff members in the North Stonington location, where is like our commissary kitchen, and they've been there for 20 years, all three of them, and they two of them do our hors d'oeuvres, and one of them does just our vegetable bases. And the girls that do the hors d'oeuvres will sit there and literally hand roll these summer rolls. And they're just so beautiful, and they have all these vegetables in them. And you talk to Mercedes while she's making these, and she ignores you. She's just like, let me do my work. I'm doing so. They make these crab cakes, and they, Anna comes and she's like, they look too perfect. Make them look a little rustic. Make them look like they weren't,
Pressed.
right, pressed, or like somebody didn't spend 15 hours making them. I'm like, but Anna, somebody did spend 15 hours making them.
Those crab cakes are another favorite, and they are gluten free.
Yes, they are.
And we eat those at the beach at happy hour.
Perfect.
Well, perfect. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Terri forgot to say that she does dinners too.
Yes, we do dinners on Tuesday nights, and that starts in July. We don't have a specific date yet.
Okay.
but people can call
And that
and
will be
inquire about it.
on the museum's website probably, or is that on the
Yes.
Café Flow website?
It'll be on both,
Okay.
but it's usually the first Tuesday after the 4th.
And do they theme that around things going on at the
I've tried in
coordination
the
with
past to link our food menu towards the exhibit, and it's a challenge.
I'm
Sometimes,
sure some could be easier than others, right?
yes,
Yeah.
when they have a farm exhibit, I'm like, oh, that's so easy.
Yeah.
Less work to do for me.
Yeah. Yeah. And then you do other special events. I know there was over the winter, and I missed every one of them because they were all sold out. The high teas.
Oh, the teas.
Yes, the
Oh,
teas.
with the beautiful little tea sandwiches and the little
Yes.
handmade desserts.
Yeah.
Like, just look at us talking about food. Like, how happy, we don't even have any food here, and we're all so joyful.
we should have
We should have brought a
some
spread
chicken
for you.
salad.
Yeah. The museum hosts a high tea for the whole month of December. And Gourmet Galley is hired to cater it. And because it's my kitchen, I generally do that.
Yeah.
She does this, but it is her kitchen.
It is my kitchen. But it's at the museum. So yes, that is a fun event. We've had the same menu for years and years, and last year when we redesigned the whole cafe, I talked to Chef Nikole. I said, how about we redesign this menu as well?
Awesome.
And we got some really beautiful, pretty sandwiches, and we have scones, and that's my thing. I'm very humble about my work and what I create, but I think I've mastered the scones.
Yeah.
How many scones have
Yeah.
you made over a lifetime?
Over a lifetime,
Uh-oh.
probably 10,000.
10,000 scones.
I've been doing the
and
teas
she
for
does
10
them
years.
gluten-free too sometimes.
know that.
I
Yeah.
do gluten-free, and we're talking about the gluten-free products. That product itself has changed and evolved so much from when gluten-free first came out.
Yes.
It was so hard for me to eat back in the day, and
Yeah.
it's so much better now.
I make treats, and I do everything. I do all the production for that, as well as for the cafe. I do have staff that helps me, but for the teas, I made these gluten-free orange cookies. And this woman, she's like, these are not gluten-free. There's no way these are gluten-free. I'm like, I'm
when
sorry,
they're
they
so
are.
good, I have to ask double time. Like, are you sure?
Yeah.
Can you double check? Yeah.
Where's the recipe?
Where's the recipe? Where's the product
But I do
labels?
trust you, so yeah.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good.
I love it. I love it. And I love how much joy you guys bring into just talking about your food. And
Oh,
so
yeah.
I imagine like when you're creating it, it just must be like totally elevated.
It's just fun. At the cafe, my philosophy is a happy kitchen, a fun kitchen. I have a delivery person that comes in,
Oh, gosh.
and if he comes in grumbling, I literally will tell him to go back outside
And then come back
and
in
then
with
come
a
back
better
in happy.
attitude. Yes.
And he'll laugh.
She does.
Yeah, I
she
do.
does do that. That's not
I have music playing all the time. I don't like kitchen noise. I don't like the banging, the clanging. So I have music on all the time, and it's whatever's playing.
I was gonna say, what's your anthem? Like, do you guys have a kitchen anthem?
Oh, we do.
What is it?
We're burning down the house.
Oh, we're burning down the house. That's right.
That was the song when that was playing in the kitchen under our old chef. Everybody was quiet. Nobody said a word because if you interrupted his favorite song, you were done, and it just became like this. Okay, burning down the house is on, and everybody would work a little bit harder.
I love
Yep.
Everybody would
And
put
the
their
music
heads
would
down.
get really, really loud.
Oh yes, very,
Yeah.
very
love
loud.
it,
That's
I love
that's the anthem that you want to
Yeah.
hear.
I love it. And I also, I mean, we're talking more in the back story right now, but you go out and talk to people, you know.
Oh
and
my
you
gosh,
both do,
yes.
But I know you do it.
Yes.
You have less opportunity when you're catering, I think, probably.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
But you at the cafe, I know that you enjoy going out, and you've made friends with some of the regulars.
I'm learning to enjoy it. I am a very social, funny person in my arena when I'm comfortable. Anna years ago said, I want you to put your chef coat on and go out and greet your guests. That's your next task. That's the next step in your career. I'm like, really? But the more you do it,
Yeah.
the more comfortable you are. And I can remember I went out on the floor one day, and we're in the kitchen, we're just producing, we're making this food, we're feeding people. But I actually was out on the floor, and I stopped, and I was very overwhelmed because my thoughts were, this is a real restaurant. I mean, I know it is, but just to see people, just groups of 6, groups of 4, 2 tops, all that stuff, just laughing and talking and enjoying their time. And so it made it easier for me to go out and talk to people. And
I love that.
yeah, and it's funny now because a friend will come in, or somebody I recognize walking by will come in, and I'll put my coat on, my clean one. Just can't go out in the
Like,
dirty one.
Chef Terri.
And they're like, oh no, she's gone. Because I'll go out and I'll just stop and I'll talk to all the tables, ask them how things are, talk about the weather and the view. And sometimes I'm gone for 5 minutes, sometimes I'm gone for 10.
Calvin's in the back with a bowl of salad and a steak in his hand.
And the servers will walk by and just politely, quietly say, you're needed in the kitchen. I'm like, okay.
Go back to your other job.
Yeah, go back. Go back and feed these
Go
people.
back to being invisible.
But it gets crazy. I love the intensity. I love the chaos. I love that when service is done, it's done.
Yeah.
And same with doing weddings. It's crunch time. We're in it. We're going to do it. Let's get this done. And it's all business. And then when you're done, you're done. And you just start laughing and talking again. And
I think we both talked a little bit off camera, and I think you touched on it a little bit at the beginning of this episode, but about having a little bit of organization and a clean workspace to be a little bit more
we talked
organized.
about that.
And last episode we did was on organization, and it's, I think that's really helpful, because just being in a mindset where things are kind of like, you know, where they are, you're gonna be able to do that. Does that make a big difference for you if your kitchen's like chaotic and messy? Or I know Terri and I talked about that. She does not like that.
yeah.
I think it's being able to adapt to both. Really, you know, being able to walk in and, you know, after the weekend events comes back and there's like a lot of things everywhere, being able to, you know, take a minute, breathe, and put everything away, make sure everybody's space is clean, you know, start like that. I think that there's a little bit to say of like, when you walk into chaos, it's almost kind of, it's setting the tone for your day a little bit, but at the same time, you know, my team, you know, I'll come in a little bit after everybody because I stay later than everybody else, and my team is really great about like helping organize things and put stuff away, and you know, at the end of the day we stop 30 minutes early and we clean everything so that most 90% of the time we come in and everything's very clean. And it's something that we, you know, is kind of new for us to, you know, really nailed down exactly like where everything is going to go in order for everybody to take less steps in the kitchen so that they can be more efficient. And everybody, you know, who's been there for 20 years is saying, wow, you know, this is better. And you know, you learn new stuff every day.
You yourself get up and you kind of do your own morning routine.
Yeah.
And then I know you were being silly when you were saying that. I think like, oh, and I wash my face. Like, but like, what is the day?
No,
look
that's
like?
what she does.
No, but I love that you do that because you're talking to that, like creating a ritual for yourself, and then getting
absolutely.
to work and having that meeting. And I think everything we do, like having this like beginning and ending part of like a yoga practice, we begin and end like creating this container for while we're there, and then we produce the best.
Right.
So it sounds like you both have your own little ways that you make that happen.
Yeah, I'm the opposite. I'll take care of my mental health and physical health at the end of the day.
Yeah.
When I go to the gym, it's usually at 9 o'clock at night. Because I've always been a night person, and I'll be up till 2, 3 in the morning, and that's just my time to just set things straight and get
And you make
organized.
time for you.
And talking about chaos in the kitchen, I've had plenty of staff over the years where I tell them, if you are set up and ready to go for service and you know where everything is and you're clean, you're sharp. But if you have stuff everywhere, it's just chaos. And if your table is chaos, your mind is chaos, and you're not going to be able to keep up with the tickets coming in. So I try to stress. I'm like, it's your space, make it your own. But, you know, clean up this, clean up that.
Yeah.
Clean as you go.
Clean as you go.
There you go. It just makes things easier along the way. And I think that's with everything like in life. So any parting words? This time goes really fast.
It does. Wow.
Some parting words.
What's your favorite food?
My favorite food, oh my gosh, short ribs.
No, what's your favorite food?
If we're talking treats, cheesecakes, any
Oh my
kind.
gosh.
I have a knack for cheesecakes. I don't know why, it just works.
She loves to make cheesecake.
I like trying different types
love
and
it.
this and that. But if you're talking food, I am a shrimp girl.
Me too.
All different ways.
Yeah. Terri had
Spicy.
a picture. You had a picture of like a shrimp salad, and Drew, who's recording for us, he's like, "I'm putting in my order now."
Yeah.
So go to gourmet-galley.com to see more about their fabulous offerings. Thank you guys so much for coming on
Thank you for
and
having
sharing
us.
your passion for food.
This was fun.
It's one of my favorite things in the world, and it is. I mean, we nourish ourselves, but also the community that we create, like being able to go to one of your events or the cafe, one of your special things, and sharing time with people that we care about and making it an experience too, and not just shoving food in our face, right?
Yeah, right. That
I
works
really
too.
appreciate you
That works
coming
too.
so much, and I hope that you guys enjoyed this episode and took something from it. Maybe you find something that you like to cook and you play around in your kitchen, blast some music, and have a little bit of fun. I hope you have a wonderful week. Be well.
Are we done?
Yes. Thank you for joining me on Be Well. I hope today's conversation inspires at least one simple way for you to support yourself. Before you step back into your day, pause and choose one uplifting action you can gift yourself. What's your one thing going to be? Remember, small, consistent steps create meaningful change. Until next time, take a breath, take care, and be well.